Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're a homeowner here in San Diego, you already know our tap water has a very distinct personality. Today, we're cutting right through the noise. We're going to give you a highly transparent, no-fluff buyer's guide to reverse osmosis systems for 2026. We'll break down exactly what these systems do, why they're basically essential in this specific region, and most importantly, the exact costs you can expect to pay this year to get one up and running. All right, let's just dive right in. Here's our roadmap for today. We're covering San Diego's hard water problem, how reverse osmosis actually works, comparing your filtration options, the real costs and upkeep, and finally, is it actually worth it? Section 1. San Diego's hard water problem. Let's validate your experience. If you've been living here and thinking the water tastes uncommonly heavy, or if it leaves that frustrating, chalky residue all over your dishes, honestly, I am here to validate your experience. It's definitely not just in your head. It all starts with a question almost every single San Diegan asks at some point. Why does our tap water taste like that? You pour a fresh glass from the kitchen sink, take a sip, and bam, it just has this dense, mineral-laden flavor that drives so many of us straight to buying bottled water. To figure out the solution, we've got to understand the root of that daily frustration. And the answer, it comes down to this number, 15 to 21. That's the water hardness right here in San Diego, measured in grains per gallon. Now, just to put that into perspective for a second, anything over 10 grains per gallon is officially categorized as very hard water. So at 15 to 21, yeah, San Diego's tap water is practically off the charts. It is literally packed with dissolved solids. That heavy mineral taste comes directly from our geography. San Diego actually imports the vast majority of its water, relying heavily on the Colorado River. As that water travels hundreds of miles across rocky, desert terrain, it acts like a giant sponge. It just picks up a massive load of dissolved minerals along the way. So by the time it hits your local treatment plant and finally flows into your home, it's absolutely loaded with those rocky remnants. Section 2. How reverse osmosis works. The technology explained. Let's define the science here, clear and simple. Reverse osmosis, at its core, works by using your home's own water pressure to push tap water through a semi-permeable membrane. This membrane actively rejects most of those dissolved solids we just talked about, sending all those unwanted minerals, salts, and contaminants straight down the drain. What successfully passes through is low-mineral, highly purified water that goes straight to a dedicated drinking tub. The real secret weapon here is that semi-permeable membrane. It's the physical barrier that totally separates this advanced process from those basic little pitcher filters you might have sitting in your fridge right now. Section 3. Comparing your filtration options. Cutting through the confusion. We're going to compare your three main options side by side, because honestly, people constantly mix up what these water treatments actually do. Okay, so a carbon filter, that's great for removing chlorine and bad smells, but it leaves all those dissolved rocky minerals right in your glass. Then you have a water softener. Now, this is fantastic for protecting your home's pipes and appliances from scale buildup by swapping out hard minerals, but it doesn't purify the water for drinking. And finally, reverse osmosis. This physically removes the dissolved solids specifically for a dedicated drinking tap. See, they all do completely different jobs. Softeners are there to protect your pipes, while reverse osmosis is literally designed to protect your drinking glass. Section 4. Real costs and upkeep. The 2026 bottom line. So, for an under-sink reverse osmosis system installed in San Diego, you're going to want to budget anywhere between $400 and $1,400 total. For a basic 3 to 4 stage unit, you're looking at $400 to $900 installed. If you want a 5-stage system, the ones that add the good minerals back in for taste, that bumps up to between $650 and $1,400. And a newer tankless high-efficiency model, that sits right in that $700 to $1,400 range. That total installed cost really depends on the specific system you choose and, of course, how much under-sink plumbing work the professional actually has to do. But wait, the initial installation isn't the whole financial story. You definitely need to budget $80 to $140 annually for replacement pre-filters and post-filters. These filter stages typically need to be swapped out every 6 to 12 months, just to keep the entire system alive and functioning properly. Those routine annual filter changes, they're absolutely crucial because they protect the main component, which is the RO membrane itself. the membrane usually lasts 2 to 5 years. But here's the catch. Because San Diego's imported water is so incredibly heavy in minerals, you should absolutely expect that lifespan to lean toward the shorter 2-year end, unless you happen to have a water softener installed upstream to pre-treat the water. Seriously, skipping those $80 filter changes is the absolute quickest way to destroy your main membrane. And replacing that's a completely separate, way more expensive service visit. Now, this installation is real plumbing work, which is exactly why a licensed pro typically takes 1 to 2 hours to do this fixture-level job. Step 1 is the feed, that's where they tap your cold water line. Step 2 is tying into the drain, which legally requires specific backflow protection, like an air gap, just so dirty sink water can never accidentally siphon back into your drinking supply. Gross, right? Step 3 is the dedicated faucet, which often means drilling a brand new hole right in your sink deck or countertop. And finally, step 4 is mounting the unit securely inside the cabinet, pressurizing it, and testing the whole shebang. So yeah, this is real plumbing work, not just plugging a gadget into the wall.
We also have to honestly address the most common question I hear. Does reverse osmosis waste water? Well, yes, it does. The membrane needs flow to carry those rejected minerals away. But there is a stark difference in modern technology. Older RO designs can literally send several gallons of reject water straight to the drain for every single filtered gallon you actually drink. Conversely, newer tankless models are highly efficient. They run very close to a 1-to-1 ratio. Honestly, in a conservation-focused region like San Diego, investing a little more upfront in a newer, high-efficiency model is without a doubt the smarter choice.
Section 5. Is it actually worth it? The pragmatic decision matrix. Let's summarize the true return on investment here. An under-sink RO system is one of the cheapest, most meaningful upgrades you can make in your home if you're currently spending money on bottled water or if you fill up a coffee maker every single day. It completely removes that heavy mineral taste from our imported Colorado River water. However, it's not recommended if your only complaint is that white chalky scale on your shower heads and fixtures. If that's your main issue, you really just need a standard water softener. And as for those whole house RO systems, for the vast majority of homes, they are highly expensive overkill. Just save your money and stick to treating the tap you actually drink from. Which leaves us with this final, memorable question to ask yourself. Are you treating your pipes or are you treating your drinking glass? If it's your pipes that need help, you need a softener. But if you want to fundamentally change the way your daily drinking water tastes in San Diego, an under-sink reverse osmosis system is exactly the tool you're looking for. Thank you for diving into this explainer with me, and I hope this practical breakdown empowers you to make the absolute perfect plumbing decision for your home.